Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Downriver Rescue Connection. I'm your host, Patty Radikovich, and it is my pleasure to bring you information on animal-related topics in the animal rescue community. In today's episode, we have a special guest, Animal Control Officer Erin Bertera, who is now the ACO for Downriver Central Animal Control. So welcome to the show, Erin.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first of all, why don't we address the whole issue of what the DCAC is and how it came into being?
The Downriver Central Animal Control Agency, the DCACA, is a cooperation effort between the cities of Allen Park, Lincoln Park, Southgate, and Wyandotte. And what we are trying to do is consolidate animal control services. It really didn't make a lot of sense to have every single city to have their own animal shelter. If you would lose an animal, you would have to go to each one of these facilities trying to locate your missing family member. What the DCAC does is we have one facility in which if you lose an animal, you come to one location. And once the animal we can't find the owner, after it's held for the required hold period, we then will transfer it to our Wyandotte Adoption Center where it will be adopted out. And what that is designed to do is to reduce euthanasia, get more animals into homes, and make sure that these animals are being spayed, neutered, and having those shots prior to adoption. Okay,
so how long has this been in the works?
This has been in the works since January of 2012 through a grant from the state of Michigan. The grant was approved and we started consolidation in July of last year. We didn't start building until October, and the facility was completed a little bit behind schedule, but it was completed in about February, March, and we opened our doors on April 1st, 2013.
Okay, so when people are still wondering, how does it work? Are there still animal control officers in the other cities? Do you take over all those responsibilities? So how does it all work?
It's a little bit confusing, but Lincoln Park still has their own animal control officers. They're just using the DCAC for housing. The cities of Allen Park, Wyandotte, and Southgate, we have animal control officers who will go to those cities and enforce ordinances. So just on Monday, for instance, I was in Allen Park on a call, then I got a call in Wyandotte, so I went to Wyandotte, and then I got another call for Allen Park. So it's a lot of backtracking, but I think the biggest thing is what this allows us to do is actually have more animal control officers on duty versus having animal control officers all on the same schedule. Because just because it's 4 o'clock does not mean that a dog's not going to get loose. And so we are trying to put more officers on the streets to pick up the stray animals and to protect the public and to make sure that that the animals are being taken care of.
Okay, so now you said that the Wyandotte facility is where they do a lot of the adoptions, but you do some adoptions out of the DCAC, correct?
Yeah, we do secondary adoptions. What the system is designed, mind you, this is a totally new system moving forward. So we have a lot of things we're still trying to iron out about logistics and how things actually are happening. But the way the system is supposed to go is all the animals come to Southgate, the DCAC main location. We'll hold the animal, then we'll send them to Wyandotte, where they will do primarily most of the adoptions in Wyandotte. Southgate will do some adoptions, but mostly all the adoptions we want to go through Wyandotte. They've got wonderful volunteers over there. They make sure that the vet checks are up to date, make sure that the animal is going to a good home, and making sure that people are not just adopting an animal just because it's on a whim. We definitely don't want people adopting on a whim, because those are the animals that usually will get returned to us. And so if we put the animals in a good home, then in the future the animal shelters will get less animals coming in.
Okay, great. So now normally we do the animals at the end of our show, but we're going to spread it out throughout this show. So you brought some cats that are out here. So why don't you tell us about the cats, and if you want to, if you're able to take some of them out, show it to the viewers.
Okay.
What you brought.
So I brought two cats. One is a Siamese. This Siamese was in somebody's garage. So what we basically had to do is we had to go inside the garage. She was very scared. Give me 1 second. So she's still pretty a little bit scared. So anyways, so this is a Siamese. She's probably about 2 to 3 years of age. She will be placed up for adoption in the next, probably on Monday. They're going to send her to a vet, get her checked out, and make sure that she is fixed. The one main thing that we don't want is to send out animals that have not been fixed. And because people see a Siamese cat, they go, wow, this cat, the kitten's out a couple $100s a piece. I can breed the cat and I can make a couple $100s on the kittens, and that's not what we want. So all animals prior to adoption are fixed, and what that does is it makes sure that the animals are going to a good home, that the animals are fixed, and that they're not going to be bred. So when she came in, she was completely showing her teeth, very, very skittish, would not let us pedal. We actually had to wear gloves when handling her. And the good thing about the volunteers is that they spend a lot of time on these animals, getting them to come around, getting them to trust us, because it is a very scary place, especially when you've got an intake facility where you get so many animals coming in. It's very scary for the animals, but the main thing is we want to make sure that the animals are leaving on their own free will, and we are not putting them down because of space issues. So she's doing very well. So she was picked up as a stray. Wonderful animal. We have her posted online. We're trying to locate her owners. So far we've not been successful, but we are definitely trying to find her owners, and she's...
And what is her name?
You know what? She does not have one right now. Once she goes up for adoption, we will give her a name.
Okay.
The other one is going to be an owner give up. Her name is Princess. She is 5 years old, and she was basically, the woman recently had a child, and she was not able to care for Princess as well. Princess does not seem to be very happy right now.
Princess may be a little camera shy, and that's
yeah,
okay.
a little bit camera shy, which is perfectly understandable. She was inside of a home, and now she's inside of a place which it's unfamiliar to them. When you take an animal to a facility, into an animal shelter, we do our best to accommodate the animal, make sure they've got bedding, clean towels, food, water, but it's still not somebody's house. So when this one first came in, very skittish, we were able to get her to come around. This one, we're going to be working on her for a little bit longer, and she'll be back to her princessy ways very soon.
Now, what kind of space do you have? Like, how much space do you have available for cats and for dogs in your facility?
The way that the shelter is designed to maximize every single space inside of the facility, and so we can house 17 dogs comfortably. And then as we start getting filled up, we start closing off some sections for the cages, and then we can house up to 31 dogs. And our thing with that is we want to make sure that we have the space to get the animals back to the owners and to our Wyandotte facility for the adoption, because we do not want to see any animal that comes to our facility be euthanized.
How about cats? How much space do you have for cats?
Cats, we've We've been able to, we've got several different areas for cats, and we're trying to make more areas, but right now we've got, I think, about 45 cages for cats, which is pretty good. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's a constant rotation. We get the cats in, and then we send them to Wyandotte where they got a little bit more space, especially since it's kitten season now.
Okay, so tell us a little about you. Like, at what point did you decide you wanted to become an animal control officer, and how long have you been doing this?
You know what? I knew I wanted to be in the public sector ever since I've been a kid, and I want to help. I want to help people. I want to help society. I want to be better than previously, and I've been an animal control officer since 2007. I've been doing it about 6 years, and I can honestly tell you, I got into the job not knowing how I was going to do, and I've been enjoying it, and I think I've been always looking at ways of improving and reducing euthanasia and putting every single effort I have into this. Because this is a job that's not 9 to 5. Just because it's 5 o'clock doesn't mean that those animals that needs to be placed still. So we're on the phone, we're on our websites, we're networking with different rescue groups, just trying to find these animals homes. And we've had people from Wisconsin, Indiana, drive all the way to our facility getting these animals. I mean, just yesterday we had a baby fawn that was hit. The mother was actually hit. And so these people bring me in a baby fawn, and animal control, we started off as just picking up dogs, but the job has evolved a lot since then. And so we basically got this fawn, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know that much about fawns. It was cute, and it was probably only 10 days old, but animal shelters are not a place where we can actually handle them. So we went ahead, and me and my volunteers started making calls, and we found a woman in Dexter who's a licensed DNL rehabilitator. And we took the animal out to Dexter. One of the volunteers took the animal to Dexter, where she's nursing it back to health. Just because I got off at 5, it doesn't mean that this animal still needs to find a place to go. Mm-hmm. So it's a very interesting place.
So now now we did actually have a wildlife rehabilitator on our on one of our previous shows, and we had talked about how, you know, if you find wildlife, bringing them to the animal shelter is not the place to bring them, because that's not what you guys do. But you did bring one little wildlife with you today, and tell us how you found this guy and how you have him and what's going to become of this guy.
What I've got here is a baby possum. We believe that the mother was hit by a vehicle. So we went ahead and we picked up the possum. And possums are very unique. A lot of people are very scared of them. They're actually really interesting animals. They're the only other animals in the state of in North America besides humans that have an opposable thumb. They also have a marsupial sac like a kangaroo, in which they can keep their babies. And possums, they're nocturnal animals, but however they will not. They're nocturnal animals, but they do not carry babies. Their body temperature is pretty low. And the thing she's a little bit scared.
Yeah, she hears the dogs in the studio and is not so sure about the lights, but we'll see if we can get her out.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so the thing about possums is that they're not really vicious. Unless they feel threatened, they will not attack you. The teeth are very sharp. However, like I said, I mean, they're very misunderstood. They're just scavengers. They're looking for basically trash cans, trash, anything that you have that they can scavenge. Actually, I always tell people they're so ugly, they're kind of cute. So for this guy, since we don't have the mom, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to reloc. We're going to see how he does, make sure that he's of age, that he can live. But we're going to try to put him away from the residential areas, try and find some state land, some areas that he will not be in somebody's garbage can, or that he's not going to be hit by a vehicle. Because it doesn't matter if it's a dog, if it's a cat, or if it's a possum. I mean, we do love our jobs, but we do love the animals. And the thing is just because a possum is a possum does not mean that we should just put it down for being what it is. So we will hang on to him, and we will try to find a safe place for him to go. And so, like I said, as you guys can see, I'm handling him. He definitely has his mouth open, but he's not viciously attacking me. And if people see these animals, the best thing to do is to leave them alone, and they will generally go on the way. Make sure you've got lids on your trash cans, and they will not stick around.
And I want to remind the viewers that Aaron is more experienced with handling animals, and he's wearing gloves. So even though the animal did seem tame here, please do not try to pick up baby possums or any other baby wildlife on your own.
Thank you so much for telling me that and reminding me on that. Never pick up wildlife. If you see them, please leave them alone. I am a trained professional. I am wearing gloves, and even though I handle them very on a day-to-day basis, and you still want to be safe. So please do not pick up wildlife if you see them. Generally, leaving them alone, they will generally move on.
So tell us a little bit about now. One of the goals of the merger was to help reduce the euthanasia rates. Tell us, how are you guys doing with that?
Euthanasia rates, we've been doing very well. We've been doing this about for 2 months now, and within those 2 months, we've received about 270 animals just within the 2 months. And right now, we have a no-kill status still. Which is very good. We've got over a 95% adoption success, and what we were able to statistically determine is that we were able to save about 35 to 40 animals just last month that would have been euthanized with everyone having their own facility, and that translates to about 400 to 500 animals a year that we are saving by having the consolidation.
That's great. Now, a lot of people have misconceptions about animal shelters because they think all you can find there are mutts, or in our area, pit mixes. But that's not the case. Like, tell us some of the different breeds that you see in the area.
You know what? You get in so many different animals. You get in some beautiful. You get in some poodles, some Yorkies. I brought in a couple animals that were up for adoption, and people, unfortunately, they sometimes get an animal, something changes in their life, they're not able to take care of the animal anymore. The animal gets loose. They don't come looking for the animal, or they just can't spend the time with it. Most of the people who are surrendering their animals is because they don't have the time to spend with the animals, so they want to find a better home for the animal.
Okay, so let's bring out some of the dogs that you brought, and I'm sure that you guys have heard them while we've been taping, because the dogs have been a little bit noisy today. But we'll go ahead, and why don't we start with the little guys?
The little guys, okay. So we've got 2 guys. Both of them are mint Chihuahuas. This guy right here was found about a week and a half ago. He was found on 4th Street and Alder Drive, just running the streets. He is currently not fixed. He is being placed up for adoption. His whole time is expired. He is about a 1.5 to 2-year-old Chihuahua Min Pin. When he first came in, like I said, he was very skittish. But with our volunteers working on him, he's very friendly. He is very, hello buddy, hello, come here you, come here. He's very friendly. He's a very small dog, and like I said, these are a lot of people are wanting smaller dogs. They live in an apartment, a condo, and like I said, just this month alone, I think he's a little bit excited. We got in about seven Chihuahuas. We got in poodle. I mean, we get in just about everything. We get in from the low side, and we get in what we're going to bring out next is a little bit on the larger size. All right.
Well, why don't we bring out the other little guy first, and then,
okay.
then we'll bring out the big beast.
Okay. So this is Chi-Chi. He was found as a stray. We have tried to contact his previous owner, and we've been unsuccessful. He is a very nice, very affectionate little Chihuahua. Just wants to be held. And like I said, this is, I mean, not aggressive, not a mean bone in his body. Just when I put him down, he just wants to jump back to be held. And the thing is we want to make sure that people are getting the type of animals that they want. Some people want a smaller dog that can lay next to them. Other people want dogs that they can play with, that their kids can play with, that can play ball. I mean, we would just want to make sure that you're getting the correct animal for your lifestyle, and that you know that this is a lifetime commitment. That if you are unsure of getting an animal, you probably shouldn't get one, because these are living, breathing things, and they need love. Just like you want to give it love, it wants to give you love. And if you're not giving it love, it's not going to be. It's gonna definitely let you know. And so, like I said, these are all animals that have came into our facility that have been placed up for adoption.
Well, why don't we bring out the big guy? And while he's coming out, one of the messages that he really wants to get across is that animals are not disposable. And unfortunately, that's previously that's what a lot of people thought. But that's why they really want to make sure that they're matching the right animal with the right person for your right lifestyle. Now, this is not a dog for everybody.
Come here, Luke. So this is Luke. He's a Bernese mountain dog. Yes. He's about 150 pounds. This guy has already been adopted, but he has, good boy. But come here and face. I know you're camera shy, but he's about 150 pounds, complete level. I mean, he probably thinks he's about the size of that Chihuahua, because he wants to just jump in your lap and he thinks he's a lap dog. But he's a big dog, and like I said, those smaller dogs would go good inside of a person's condo, inside somebody's apartment, but this guy, he needs a lot of space to run, and he needs a lot of kibbles and bits too. A lot of kibbles and bits. But like I said, these are all animals that we've had, and they are good. I mean, like I said, we try never to adopt out an animal that has that we don't feel is right for that person.
Right.
So you're just a big level. Okay.
So this one is, so again, if something like this, it takes a specific type of person that, first of all, can afford to feed the dog, and that has the energy to take them outside, as opposed to somebody who wants a Chihuahua. If you want more of a lap dog, not that Chihuahuas don't need to be walked, because all dogs do need to be walked. If somebody that's just looking more for a lap dog that maybe is a little bit calmer and eats a lot less, then you might want to go for a smaller breed or a Chihuahua. And of course, I mean, and there aren't just, you know, the purebreds. There's a lot of mixed breeds in the shelters.
We
that
have a
come
lot
and-
of mix. We got a lot of mixes, but the thing is that a lot of the mixes, they are wonderful.
Yes.
They want to be loved just as much as the purebreds. And the thing is an animal just wants to be loved. I don't really think it matters if it's a 10-pound Chihuahua or a 150-pound beast, as we call him. But yeah, he's like I said, this one requires a lot, and also requires a lot of brushing too.
Yes, that's right, and that's a lot of people don't consider the grooming and all the rest of the expenses that go into owning an animal. So.
Animals are very expensive, but the thing is they're worth every dime.
They provide a lot to your life. So as we're getting close to the end of the show, so are there any final messages that you would like to get out to the public?
You know what, I just want to let everybody know that the Downriver Central Animal Control Agency, we are in our infancy of where we just we are just in our infancy. We're still working out a lot of the kinks, but our goal has always been to reduce euthanasia and get the animals back to the owners and make sure that these animals are being placed into the proper home. So if you lose an animal, you want to come to the main facility in Southgate. If you want to adopt an animal, you want to go to the facility, our adoption center in Wyandotte. And to be honest with you, we all of us are animal lovers, and we want to see all these animals have the best home possible, and that these animals are placed in a loving home.
Great. Well, I want to thank you again so much for coming on the show and bringing the animals out. And if you are interested in these guys, you can contact DCAC, or you can contact Wyandotte. And before I forget, if people are interested in volunteering, who do they contact?
You know what? You can contact either facility, either the Wyandotte Adoption Center, or you can contact the main location in Southgate. Our website is up on the screen. You can either send us an email, or you can give us a call. We're open 10 to 11, 3 until 4, Monday through Friday. With more volunteers, we are looking to add evening hours and expand upon that. So, like I said, there's a lot of kinks we're still ironing out, but I think it will be a very good thing in the. Oh!
He's giving us a bath.
Yes, he is. Not the kind of bath I wanted, though, but that's okay.
All right, well, I wanted to thank you again for coming on the show.
Very welcome.
And, you know, we all look forward to a day when all pets are treated like family and everyone has a home. Until that time, we invite you to be part of the solution. And please remember, please spay and neuter your pets. See you next time.